So Clint, what do you got to say for yourself?
That was a bad idea.
I'm Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage.
It's Saturday morning just before 8 o'clock at the ranger station. And look at the snow up there on the hills. Yeah, that's fresh from yesterday. So I'm waiting for a few of the crew. Got a new guy come along today. Some of the guys have already headed up. I don't know how many are going to show up here. Probably 3, maybe 4. That's not our group. Anyway, we'll be headed up shortly. The group is come and gone. I sent them on. We've got a new guy coming in from Moses Lake. I think I mentioned that. He's not here yet. He's running late and he doesn't know where to go. So I took the opportunity to go in the trailer, fuel up the sled since I didn't do that last night. I'm just warming it up right now so when we get the snow park, it's ready to go. Interior lights are working like they're supposed to, and the snowmobile fired up on the electric start like it was supposed to. So far it's turned into a pretty good day.
It didn't take long to set the tone for the day. There were multiple stucks and mishaps. The youngest rider in our group was Justin, and he got stuck several times, but he pushes the limit all the time. Justin is quickly becoming a talented rider. We started the day with 9 riders. By the end of the day we were down to 5. The deep snow got to some of them and they decided to turn back. You may be able to tell, this was some of the deepest snow we've seen all season. Look at all this powder. These are the kind of days we live for.
So I'm taking a break all by myself. We came down this ravine, and coming down the ravine was okay. But then we got down the bottom and the tracks didn't go the correct way. We followed them, and anyway, I ended up having to go cross country, and I made it out to the road. But the 4 guys behind me, somebody had some struggles, and so they're not here yet. Hopefully they'll be along in a minute. I'll tell you what, the snow conditions today have been pretty epic. Every once in a while I do hear them through the trees over there. While we're waiting, let me give you an update on the sled. The electric starter is still giving me problems. It worked this morning, and then it's been kind of on again, off again. I'd say the starter's been working about 60 to 70% of the time. So I've had to open up the side cover and use the manual starter several times. But we've narrowed it down. We know it's a starter, so we're going to have to replace that. Whether I do it before the end of the season or not, it's hard to say.
Back in the Thousand Road Snow Park, packing up for the day.
All loaded up and headed home on the Titan Reservoir Loop Road right now. Following this guy in the pickup that's driving a little too slow. He's a little timid. Obviously he's not one that drives in the snow a lot, but that's all right. Anyway, we had a great ride today. What I can tell you is that while the snow wasn't all that good down low, we went all the way up on top, followed a Jeep trail all the way up, and the powder up there was near epic. I mean, it was probably the best we've had all season. Had a great time. And we came down another way and I got stuck a couple times, and maybe there'll be a picture of it included. I didn't take one, but somebody else did. So it was a great day. I'm going to ride again tomorrow, so we'll see you then. It's Sunday morning, a little after 8 a.m. I've got the other backup sled loaded in the trailer. We're going to run that one around today. I'm not sure I'm going to ride it all day or not, but we're going to ride it at least a little bit to make sure it's ready for, it's coming up this Friday is the military ride. So we'll see how it runs. Should run fine. I have faith in that one. My sled fired right up this morning. I need to pull it forward because it was pushed up against the back door. So the starter, it works when it wants to, but we're going to replace it here in time. Anyway, another great parking job. Kind of blocking the road here a little bit. But that's what you do when you live on a country road. You don't care. So get this closed up, and here in a few minutes I'm going to hit the road. I got to go by the gas station, get some fuel for the truck, and fill up a 5-gallon gas can to make sure that loaner sled has enough gas in it.
This ride was from the Boulder Cave Snow Park up to Little Bald. A lot less snow here than we saw yesterday. We did find a bit of deeper snow at the higher elevation. That was a lot more fun. Here's Justin taking his dad's 850 for a spin. I think he likes it. It probably won't be long before he has an 850 of his own. We were only a group of 3, but we had a lot of fun. Hey buddy, can you spare a dime? Alright, I don't need a dime. But do me a favor, hit the like button on this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and please tell all your friends. Thanks a lot.
It's Monday afternoon, and we've got to start thinking about Friday. Friday is the annual Washington State Snowmobile Association's Military Appreciation Ride. We're going to take 5 guys from the Yakima Training Center out for a day of fun on the snow. And I'm the one that puts this together every year. I've got a good group of helpers, couldn't get done without them. But at the end of the day, I've got to plan the whole thing. So there's a little bear right down there. How you doing, little bear? Since this is Procrastination Garage, we could just about wait until Thursday afternoon and scramble and get everything done, but let's be a little more mature about it. So let's start by thinking about getting snowmobile gear ready. I need to get gear ready for 10 individuals. I've got their sizes, so we need to get that all figured out. We had big winds last week, and look what it did. Put all these leaves up against the shop here, to a lesser extent here. Maybe we'll take some time and blow that out of the way too. I'd say before we start anything else, we need to get these tools cleaned up. What a pigsty. See, I finish a project, maybe I finish a project. I get done working on a project and I just throw all the tools and stuff on top of the box. I don't put everything away like I should. It's a disaster area. So we need to do something about that. I'd like to get the side-by-side out of this bay and maybe move it over into this bay once I'm cleaned up. What works good is I take a couple of old doors I've got, put them up on sawhorses, and they make nice long tables. And I can set 2 of those up, kind of one on each side of the bay, and then I can put plastic tubs on them, 5 on each side, and then I go through all my inventory of snowmobile gear, and I pick and choose and fill up the plastic tubs. So when we get up to the snow park on Friday, every plastic tub's got somebody's name on it. All they have to do is look in that tub, and in theory, they'll have jackets, bibs, boots, gloves, everything that will fit them. Now I also bring along a lot of extra stuff because sometimes things doesn't fit. Even though they tell me the size they wear, they may be wrong. So anyway, let's get that project doing. We'll put the tools away, and then we'll get the side-by-side out of here and moved over here. I'll show you when I'm done.
I'm beat. I think that's enough work for today, don't you? Phew. No, seriously. It's been an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I've got to get ready to go to a Snowmobile club meeting. So anyway, tomorrow morning we can jump right on it, start filling the tubs up with gear. We did get the side-by-side in. Everything's cleaned up. I swept in here. I did some other stuff you guys didn't see, so it wasn't like I was just kind of fooling around. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. It's Tuesday afternoon, and I know I said I was going to jump on this Tuesday morning, but I've been busy editing Procrastination Garage footage for a video that I haven't put out yet, which I need to get out hopefully tomorrow. Anyway, so let's start doing the clothing. But let me show you what we're dealing with. It's this mess back in here. Specifically, what we're looking at are those big tubs right there. You see them? And there's more of them there. Those are the tubs we're going to fill up with the gear. But this is all the gear I've got inventory that we need to go through and find stuff. And then there's just a bunch of stuff in the way here. So let me get some that's cleaned out and get some boxes out here and I'll show you. Remember, painter's tape is your friend. So I've got all the boxes lined up. There's 10 of them and I've got their name on each one. See right there? I already got some boots out. These are some boots that were just given to me, so hopefully we'll be able to use them this year. Anyway, I've got a list of everything I need. So now we'll start fitting stuff into boxes. The process has started. That bin there has got a jacket, bibs, and helmet. I don't think it has any boots yet. They're all in various states as I go through the tubs. Here's one of the tubs that I've got gear in. See, when you open the tub, there's a sheet in it that tells you what's inside of it. And then there's a list of gear sizes. So I just go through and find what I need. Once they're done, I stack them here. All these tubs, if they've got any gear in them, and most of them have some gear in them, they will go along on Friday just in case. Because if somebody doesn't have something that fits, it can be a very uncomfortable day. Mainly the issue will be if something's too small. We usually can't size down too much, but we can always size up. So there we are. I've been into this about an hour. And maybe it hasn't been an hour. Feels like an hour. So you can see one set of tubs there completely gone through. Those tubs there, that's all women's gear. And as far as I know, I don't have any ladies coming based on the names I've got. And then this is all the other gear. And right now I've been going down the left side there. Those are jackets. The right side there are bibs. And then down below are helmets, boots, and gloves. So we'll get her. It's coming up on 4:30 and I am done for the day. And we accomplished what we needed to. There's 10 tubs full of gear. And some of it's packed in there pretty tight. It's always funny. We finish up the military ride and some of those guys cannot get the gear back in the way I had it. It helps if they do because everything packs in the trailer pretty tight. But whatever. So there's some of the tubs that I'll be taking along with me. I'll condense what I can. And some of these as well. So that's tomorrow's project, is to get all this stuff loaded in the trailer. With luck, everything will be done tomorrow. So Thursday I have nothing to do. So we'll see how that goes. It's Wednesday afternoon. Let the fun times begin. So what are we doing? We need to unload 2 snowmobiles from the white trailer. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Let me tell you why. I don't know. Maybe I mentioned this in another clip. But anyway, let's just say that this rusty back door is about ready to fall off. When I went riding the other day, I went to close the door. And I had a heck of a time getting the latch on there. And the reason is because look at the gap I've got here and at the top. And it's even worse on the other side. And in fact, I never could get that one done. So I was able to force that one. Went up the snow park, unload the sled. I took one up and rode the trail a little bit, came back to swap it for my other sled. And when I opened the door and loaded the sled in there, part of the door broke away from the bottom piece and the hinge. And I was lucky to be able to get the door closed. And then with a swift kick of my left foot, I was able to get this side in and get that side latched. But I'm afraid to drop that door down again until I'm ready to work on it. So this trailer is pretty much done for the season, I think, unless the temperature comes really warm, and then maybe we'll work on it. Anyway, so we're going to drag the 2 sleds out the front door. We're going to try and be smart about this, which means we're going to gas and oil them in this trailer before we bring them out into the grass, where last time we did that, we spilled a bunch of gas in the grass. Well, that was actually pretty easy. I knew that one there would come out easily because it was pointing towards the door, but I didn't know about backing that other one out, if that would be a problem or not. Came right out. Okay, let's park that trailer down next to that trailer, hook up that trailer, and pull it up a little bit so we can unload stuff out of it into the shop. Now what we need to do, we'll need to get those two sleds out. One of them turned around, but basically everything under the tables needs to come out. That TV needs to come out. Up front there's 4 folding chairs. They stay, but the table next to them can go. So I'll work on that. That wasn't so bad. So everything is off the floor, table folded down, TV set's removed, table over there, still got the folding chairs. So now what we need to do is get these 2 sleds out. The red one, my daughter's, it's coming out and staying out. That one there is actually coming out, getting turned around and coming back in from the front. And I think that'll be the last one I load back in. I think I'm going to load my sled over on this side, the other sled that's parked up by the road over on this side, and then pull that one in down the center. I'm trying to maximize space so I can get in and out that door. So I kind of want to put the shortest sled over there, and then the longest sled over here, which is mine, and that one's in between. That makes sense? Is it going to matter? I don't know. We'll see. So what do we think? I think I like it. I don't think I've loaded them like this before. I don't know. Maybe I have. I thought I usually had put the pumpkin sled in this position. But see, by putting this one in here that's a little bit shorter, see, I've got a lot of room for the door there to access it. And I've still got plenty of room for tubs and stuff, and that's our next part of the project. Putting all those plastic tubs in here or in my camper, wherever they will fit. And my back is already tweaked. I'm not looking forward to doing that. But it's got to be done. All right, we are done. Right there, those are the tubs that have the gear all set aside for the guys. Those bigger tubs there, that's extra gear. There's some of the smaller ones up there. And then I've got some big tubs inside the camper here. This is all women's gear and youth, and I shouldn't need any of it. I've just learned sometimes they do last minute substitutions, and if all of a sudden they put a young lady in, we won't have any gear for her unless I bring this. Just better safe than sorry. Just a little extra lifting on my part. Shouldn't have to touch it. And while I pretty much brought all of the gear I have, I didn't bring all the tubs. Those tubs there are empty. Those 3 there are empty. So a couple of them were empty already, and then I kind of moved a few things around. Tubs that I were loading were partly empty, so I just stuck something in there. If I have to find something, it makes it a little more difficult, but it's there, I know. And how do I know it's there? Is because I will take my sheets that tell me what's supposed to be in each box. And then I've also got the gear sizes for the guys. These are some head socks extras, and I have some extra socks I'll bring along too. So that's it. We are done. It's Friday morning, 7 a.m., truck warming up, and we're getting ready to head out for the annual military appreciation ride. Woohoo! It's about 8:30 a.m. and we are well on our way. We've got 3 vehicles behind us that have our military friends in them, and then I've got 2 trucks towing snowmobiles behind me too. Everybody else is going to meet us at the snow park. So we'll be up there before 9 o'clock. Our group is a bit split up. One vehicle right behind me has some military guys in it, but I don't know where everybody else is. But I'm sure they're back there with the other guys towing snowmobiles. It's kind of funny, the traffic coming out of Yakima headed to Natchez today was just crazy. I've never seen so much traffic. We arrived at the Boulder Cave Snow Park, got all the snowmobiles unloaded, got everybody geared up, and then I went over the operation of the snowmobiles and gave a safety briefing before we left the snow park. A couple miles up the trail, I stopped for our first break. I go back and check on everybody, make sure their gear fits all right, make sure they understand the operation of the snowmobile, and make sure everybody's having a good time. And of course they always are. This is one of the areas where I like to take the guys. The reason is because there's a great viewpoint and there's an open area where they can play around on the snowmobiles if they like. Unfortunately this year you can look and see the snow depth is not all that great, so we didn't spend a whole lot of time here. The goal was to arrive at the Little Bald Warming Hut at noon, where the Chinook Pass Snowmobile Club would be serving us lunch. We were there right on time. Right over here, you should be able to see Mount Rainier. Unfortunately it was clouded in on this day. That was too bad. No ride would be complete without a group shot. After lunch we head out to Clover Spring. People can play around in the meadows, or take a break and take some pictures. About 3 in the afternoon we arrived at my secret riding area, a big open meadow along the ridgeline. Here we let them play around for about an hour. They were having a blast, just racing back and forth. A couple people got stuck, but no big deal, that's all part of the game. Soon it was time to head back to the snow park. Once back there, everyone removed their gear, we loaded up all the sleds, and then we went down the road to Gold Creek Station for dinner. While this event is sponsored by the Washington State Snowmobile Association, it couldn't be accomplished without the help of the 3 local clubs. The Driftaway Snowmobile Club provides the snowmobiles and the ride leaders. The Chinook Pass Snowmobile Club provides the chili and hot dog lunch. And finally, the Yakima ski benders pay for the dinner at Gold Creek Station. Truly appreciate all their help.
It's Monday afternoon, about 1:30, and we've done nothing to the truck or trailer or anything since we got back from the military ride on Friday. And we need to get started doing something. So there's what the trailer looks like now. Now, when we loaded up on Friday, things did not get packed in anywhere near as neatly as they had been before the event. That tub there fell, but it was only stacked on this one, it was sideways. Pretty much everything was just chucked in here. So the tubs that had the gear that was loaned needs to come into the house, and we need to get all that stuff set up to dry. And then the other tubs need to come out, but probably we need to pull snowmobiles out before we worry about that. But right now I'm going to get these tubs out. The 10 plastic tubs that contain the gear for the guys on Friday, those have all been taken out of the trailer, unloaded in the house, and the clothing and gloves and helmets is spread around the house to dry out. My wife loves that. It'll be there through at least Friday, and she really loves that. All right, let's get some sleds out of here. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Everything out, and I've got it swept once. What I haven't done, I'm gonna get my vacuum cleaner out, and I'm gonna go down this crack here, this track system, and clean that out on both sides. I'm gonna wait till the end, because what I found is that when I'm bringing everything in, I tend to drag in a little bit more dirt. Just can't be helped because I'm walking across gravel and whatnot. So I'll do that last. But for now, let's start getting stuff packed in here. It's coming up on 4 o'clock and I'm feeling pretty accomplished. We've got everything moved back in. We swept it. We vacuumed the tracks out. Got the carpet laid in. You can see I got all the lights on, including the fluorescence, which means that I'm plugged into shore power. I'm going to get the battery charged up overnight before I take the trailer down and park it on the lower property. So that's it. Tomorrow we'll swap this trailer for my old trailer. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but you'll see it tomorrow. It's Tuesday afternoon, about 3 o'clock, and my goal for today was to get some work done on either a truck or a snowmobile or something, but I had to do some shopping earlier today, and so the day kind of got away from me, but I don't want it to be a complete waste, so we're going to go ahead and take that Wassa safety trailer, go park that on the lower property, and swap it for my other snowmobile trailer and get that up here. You can see the trailer's back behind me. Let's go park it. Yeah, I know, we don't have our seatbelt on. I know we can get down here with the trailer. The question is, can we drive back up with the other trailer? I think things have firmed up enough. There you go. The safety trailer is disconnected. My trailer's hooked up, ready to bring it up to the house. Things are never as easy as they seem. Got the trailer back up here and look at that. That tire's coming apart. Well, we'll pull a couple of them off tomorrow and check them. I think it's just this one, I hope.
While we're out here dinking around, I decided to crawl underneath the green truck and check the wiring situation on the starter. Green, crusty, but look at that starter, all rusty. But see this here, this little plug? Yeah, it pops right out. So we're on borrowed time with this starter anyway. So I think the wise move is going to be go ahead and buy a rebuilt one tomorrow and install that. You agree? It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, around 11 a.m., about 45 degrees out. Prime project today is get the green truck running again because I'm going snowmobiling tomorrow, and that's what I'm planning on taking. So we're going to put a new starter in it, and I think we're going to fix the negative terminal at the battery post. So let's get started. And then we got a whiny cat. Hi, Bear. How you doing this morning? Yeah, he's Dad's best friend, aren't you? The hood is up. Now let's get the negative terminal disconnected. This is critically important when we work on the starter because if you start swinging wires around down there after you disconnect them, they're hot and they'll spark and do bad things. So let's get it undone. Disconnected. But you know what should have been a 30-second job took 5 minutes as I was looking for tools because I'm missing my 8mm wrench there, and then I'm missing a 1/4-inch drive socket here. I mean, we got it done, and I've got more tools in the truck, but that's ridiculous. And what that is, that's poor tool management. When you finish a job, you need to make sure everything is present and put back where it belongs. And as you know, I don't do that, and I got to get my shit together. All right, under the truck. Yep, there it is, right where we left it. Let me get those I think it's just 2 electrical connections undone. The first one unscrewed just fine, but of course the second one there did not. It's wanting to break off, which is just another sign that this starter needs to be replaced. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut it, the metal, the ring that goes around the terminal, I'm going to cut that, and then we'll put another one on the end of that wire when we get the starter out, or at least before we put the new one in. So let me go ahead and cut that away and I'll show you. I don't know how in focus it is, but there it is, broken free. So now 3 bolts to get the starter out. Hopefully those won't give us any problem. And she's out. All right, so now focus. Let's see if we can get what's left of that crimp connector off that small wire there. Not sure if we've got focus or not, but I've got the wire. I ended up having to cut the end off. I couldn't grind it free, and ready for a new crimp connector to go on there. Let's go buy a new starter. So while it's not a bad weather day to be working on the truck, the location is less than desirable. The problem is that railroad tie right there, which runs the length here. It was kind of a divider somebody had put in. My back is laying on that, and then the rest of the area is grass. So you know what? You do what you got to do. At least it's not 25 degrees out. Look at there. 2 trailer tires were delivered about a half hour ago. So we're talking before noon these things were delivered. So I ordered them yesterday afternoon from Tire Rack. Is that good service or what? You talk about Amazon 2-day delivery. Tire Rack's got them beat hands down. I mean, they were saying delivery tomorrow, but I'm not surprised to see them. And when the UPS man showed up, I was 95% sure that's what he was carrying. Impressive. And Tire Rack prices are pretty good too. Already made the swap. I've got a new starter in the back seat. Let's head home. Maybe we need to make another stop first. There's my purchases. New starter. I got a new battery terminal. And then I got some heat shrink connectors to go on the starter. And then I got some more heat shrink tubing just to have on hand. And then, yeah, I swung by McDonald's and grabbed some French fries because, I mean, it's lunchtime. Got the new connector on there and some heat shrink tubing. I'm going to put a little sandpaper to that one there. And then we'll get the starter in. So pretty. Looking good, right? It's all bolted in. Just need to hook up the 2 electrical connectors and then we can get out from underneath this truck. Yay. Now let's hope it works. Nicely done, if I do say so myself. All right, let's fix the battery terminal up top and start this bad boy up. I was feeling pretty proud of myself getting this first one done. Then I realized I forgot to put the heat shrink tubing on the wire first. That one's got to come apart. Making progress. One done. One to go. Can you see both those beauties? Of course, this one here, I also forgot to put the shrink tube on and had to open it back up again. Yeah, I'm not too bright. Everything put back together. I know we have power, so let's recap. We've replaced the negative terminals, we've replaced the positive terminals, and we put a new starter on and checked the wiring down there. So is the thing going to start? I say 100% yes. Let's find out. I guess I should say about a 95% chance of starting, because that's a brand new AutoZone starter. And there's no guarantee that it's good right out of the box. Well, let's find out. Key on. Looky there, no hesitation in the starter. Everything's working good, truck's running. Let's go ahead and load a sled in the back of the thing, so we've got that done, so we're ready to go tomorrow, right? Okay. I did one more thing. I sprayed those battery terminals with some protector, and also down on the starter too. It's supposed to slow the corrosion. Can you believe what kind of day it's turned into? It's 54 degrees outside, almost 55. Just a touch of wind. So, you know, my bad habits of not putting my tools away. I had moved everything just to the back of the camper to get it off the front of the truck, so I didn't hurt anything when I started. Let's go ahead and put all this stuff away and inventory it, so at least we don't lose any more tools. Everything's put away. No, I didn't just move it into the shop and set it on another flat surface in there. It's actually put away. So here's something kind of cool. Not really. I decided to see if I could lubricate that starter gear there behind it. And you can see I've got it, it's kicked out right now, and I was going to spray some lubricant down in there. But when I got in here and looked, see this exhaust manifold right here? That's a bolt that is missing. And one down here. And that one back in there is loose. And then there's a fourth one back in here that is missing. So 3 are missing and 1 is loose on this manifold. Now I just checked the other side because there's 4 on the matching pipe on the other side, and all 4 of those are in place and tight. And in fact, I pulled one of them out right there because I got to go to the parts store and buy some replacements. So shame on me, I guess, for not noticing. Well, I mean, I never take this cover off, but those things have just vibrated loose over the years and have come out, and I didn't know where the bolts are. They, you know, the bolts may even be down in there somewhere. And then on the other side, what I noticed is this bolt here is loose, so I need to tighten that. So we've got some work we need to do if we're going to go riding tomorrow. So quick, let's go down to the hardware store and find some of these, and some lock washers too. Just made a trip to Helm's hardware store. I bought 6 bolts, 6 washers, and 6 lock washers. Only need 3, but always good to have spares. These bolts are a little on the long side. I may have to trim them down. We'll try and screw one in and see if it bottoms out or not. If it doesn't, we're golden. If it does, then we'll probably have to grind off about 1/8 of an inch. You probably can't tell, you maybe can't see it, but the one that I pulled out to take down to the hardware store, I put it back in with a lock washer and some Loctite. Now we'll move on to the side that was missing them. Yeah, you gotta know I hated to do that. I think that'll let me reach one of those bolts over on the far side though, that I can't reach from the other side. I hope. So I'm very happy with the way those 2 bolts right there are tightened in. You can see I've got a couple extra washers stacked in there to take care of the extra length. The one on the bottom that's back behind you can't see, I think it's pretty tight. The one I'm concerned with is the inside one there. You need a ball end to your Allen wrench, which I've got, but I wasn't getting a warm fuzzy with the way it was fitting in there. So I don't know how tight that one is, but you know what? It's got to be better than it was. So let me tighten up the bolt on the outside on the other side, put the can back in, get the thing back together. The can is back in, and I did not lose a single spring this time. What helped is I used a different pair of vice grip pliers. Also topped off the oil tank, and I tightened up the bolt that down there that was loose, tightened up that one that was a little loose, and then on the other side I checked those 2 and they were a little loose too. So now ready to put some gas in it and load it up. Actually, I'm going to load it up then put some gas in it. I also sprayed some lubricant on the back side of that little gear back in there. And you can see it's locked in place on the starter right now, which was good. It shouldn't be that way, but that's where it is. So we'll run it a couple times and see what that does for us. Let's see where we're at. Kill switch. Hard to say. So far, so good. Should I move the truck back to its normal position in the driveway? Probably. Am I going to? Nah, it's fine right where it is. All right, we're done. Ready to go riding tomorrow. It's Thursday morning around 9 a.m. and I just turned off on Titan Loop Road, Reservoir Loop Road. And I'm kind of running solo, although supposedly people are supposed to be up here already. I don't know what the deal was. Usually we meet at the ranger station, so I set up a time at the ranger station, and one guy, speaking for three guys, said, we'll just meet you at the snow park, and then another guy, he said, well, I probably won't be there on time, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I'm sure somebody will be up here. Looked like a gorgeous day. Probably a warm day. Snow's probably going to be a little wet and slushy, but we should have a load of fun. My green truck started just fine, but my right front brake has been doing some funny things, like dragging. I wasn't sure I was going to make the trip. So another Procrastination garage project upcoming, it looks like. Anyway, we'll see you on the snow in a little bit. Here we are at the 1000 Road Snow Park, our group of 5. Taking a break in the Section 3 meadow, you can see there's a few inches of new snow up here. This break is what we call first lunch. We stopped at the measuring post. There was about 8.5 feet of snow showing. So Clint, what do you got to say for yourself?
That was a bad idea.
Once I helped him get unstuck, I wanted to keep my camera on him, just in case he got stuck again. We went up the Jeep Trail to the top of this plateau, where there's an outstanding view. There you just saw Mount Rainier. Here's our group coming back off the Jeep Trail onto the main trail. Everybody waving a friendly hi. It's coming up on 6 o'clock and I'm headed home. We had a great ride today. We started with 5 people. We ended with 5 people, but 2 guys left and 2 guys joined. One guy, Jim, his Yamaha Nitro is just not running right, so he and another Jim went back. And then our friend Don and his friend Derek, they came up late and they tracked us down, and so they rode with us the rest of the day. We went up on top, as you can see in the video, and up the Jeep Trail, and conditions were spectacular. Temperatures up there probably around 40 degrees, new snow, you know, blue sky. What more could you ask for? Then we went to leave and come down. I kind of got lost up there. I always get turned around up there. I don't know what the deal is. So anyway, almost home. I'm taking the back road, and the reason I'm taking the back road is because there's just something not right in the front end on this truck. And I think it's brake related. I think it's the right side. I think the calipers may be sticking and not retracting like it should. So looks like we'll ride again on Sunday. At least that's the plan. And tomorrow looks like we're going to be changing trailer tires. So woohoo! That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not even sure what's in this video at this point. I'm in the middle of editing it. I know I'm working on the green truck, and I know I go snowmobiling, but beyond that, we'll just have to wait and see. I guess you already know. Down in the comments, tell me about the projects you're working on, or tell me about the things you're procrastinating about. Remember, the number one goal of Procrastination Garage is to keep me motivated, to keep me working down in the shop, out in the yard, or even playing up in the mountains, just so I'm not sitting around watching videos all the time. Remember, this is Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt, and we'll see you next week, or as close as I can come to that. Take care.